just to confirm the points aren't arcing. The points were very burnt and dirty. I took them out and cleaned them. I thought there might have been a condenser bolt, but they're not arcing, so that's alright. Also, the engine had wet sumped a little bit. The oil's returned to the tank, no problem. That's Tim's bike that arrived here as a bit of an on-runner. So it's running again, and I'll work my way through the rest of the stuff that needs to be done with it. I'm not sure how well this will come out on video at all, but I've got a white line on the alternator stator there, and I've got another one on the rotor representing the full advanced firing positions, and I'm just going to light it up by the strobe and we'll see what happens. Camera's going to struggle to pick it up actually, but when I rev the engine, the white line on the rotor moves up anti-clockwise to line up with the white line I got on the stator, which is the full advanced firing position. You can see it drop away to its retarded position when the revs drop. I've got my full advanced ignition timing exactly where I want it there. We seem to have quite a good, steady, slow tick over, good throttle response. So I've got my ignition timing where I want it for certain, and the carburettor seems to be set up to give a good throttle response. So I'm happy with that. I can put the take the exhaust off when it cools down a little to give me access to put the engine cover back on, and I think we might be ready to go for a ride on this one before too long. If it stops raining, the rain is back. We'll see how that goes. I tried filming a ride on this with the camera strapped onto the front of the screen and it didn't work out very well at all, so I'm going to go again. I've got something stuffed down my jacket to give me a belly to tilt the camera up, and I may well attach this very shaky and bad video I got of the previous ride onto the end of this slot when I join all the clips together, but I'm sure I'll get a few dislikes for that. It really is bad, but the bike went well, but I'm hoping that I might be able to share that with some of my viewers. So I've made a couple of checks and adjustments to the bike as well. I've just adjusted the rear chain and tightened a few screws and nuts up and whatever, so that first ride wasn't a complete waste of time. But I'll go do the circuit again and hopefully get something worth looking at for everyone. And it's been a few more miles on this recently rebuilt engine as well. If we're looking up at the sky, so be it. I've tried. we got a reasonable camera angle. That went really well. Try a hot start. Let's see if I can just get in there. I can't lean it on its side stand and expect it to tick over for long because of the monoblock carburettor and the nature of them. Hot start coming up, hopefully. Nice and clean on that side of the engine as well. It still needs a good bit of running in, but I can tell already that this engine's got a fair bit of go in it. Some of these are just a lot more peppy than others, even if you might think that they've got the same compression ratios and porting and cams and whatever. I've never known a bike or a model of bike to have so many variables between one and another, but this is definitely, I would say, one of the quick ones. It pulls well as well, but it also seems to like revving, and when it gets on the boil it gets a whole extra power band the other side of 6,000 revs, although I didn't push it much further than that, but I could just feel it coming in. I took it to 6 and just a little beyond occasionally, and I think go from there up to about 7, 7.5, it'll probably really get going. And as for the bungled video where I had the camera attached to the front here, it came out awful, I've seen it, but what I'll probably do is just tack it onto the end of a longer clip made up of a few of them, and then if anyone wants to dislike that bit or complain about it, they can. It is truly awful, but I'll probably clip it on at the end just for the sake of it anyway. But here's another one ready to go home, I'd say, and nice lively little thing it is as well. I rebuilt the engine for this Royal Enfield 250 Continental GT lookalike fairly recently, and did quite a bit of other work on it as well, and it's come back to have one or two things checked out, and I've gone over it, and it's time to go for a ride on it again. And this time it's got a screen on it. I don't think it had that last time, and because of that, and because of the crouched riding position as well, rather than stuff jumpers and things up my jacket, what I'm going to do, or try and do, is fasten the camera on here. I think I worked out how I can do it, so we'll be getting a different view to what we usually get, and hopefully the camera won't bounce off and fly down the road, all being well. So I'm going to set the camera up on the bike and get my jacket and helmet on, and we'll go and have a short run on this and see how it performs. Okay, well this is a first. Rather than me having the camera there, I've got it on the front of the bike in front of the screen. Hopefully it'll stay there. Let's go and have a try on this little Royal Enfield 250. I'll also see if this setup for the camera works any better or worse than the usual setup. On, ignition on, tickle the carburettor a bit, see what happens. bother with the monoblock. I was hoping to keep it going and just have a look for any smoke or whatever. I'll start it up again hopefully. Well, that went alright. I bungled third gear coming out the roundabout, headed for home. My fault more than the bike's. Let's see. Just sit on the bike and get it right to start it with this. Anyway, it's all working well. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So we'll have to see how this new camera mounting idea turned out, but I would say that that's another one ready to go back to its owner, and it can get going a bit as well. Seems to have quite a lively sort of top end to it once it gets on the boil, but best not to press it too hard for a while because I know it's newly built and needs running in quite a bit more really. But I'd say that the engine's very good. I'm very pleased with that.